Mom's old friends on the other side, women who'd watched her suffer and knew the truth. The judge allowed victim impact statements. I'd prepared mine carefully, writing and rewriting until the words felt right. Your Honor, I began, my voice shaking only slightly. Richard Patterson stole $2.3 million from my mother, but the money isn't the worst of what he took. He stole her dignity, her final months of peace, her ability to trust the person she'd chosen to spend her life with. While she was dying, he was planning his future with another woman. While I was feeding her ice chips and changing her bedsheets, he was buying engagement rings. While she was leaving him everything in their joint accounts, believing he'd be taken care of, he was hiding millions in accounts she didn't know existed. My mother was brilliant, kind, and strong. She raised me alone before she met Richard. She built a successful career. She survived the death of her parents and kept their memory alive by maintaining the house they loved. Richard saw all of that and decided it was something he could exploit. He saw a woman who wanted partnership and gave her betrayal. He saw someone who trusted him and turned that trust into a weapon. My mother died believing she'd failed in her second marriage. She died thinking she'd made a mistake bringing Richard into our lives, into her family home. She died with regret and pain that had nothing to do with cancer. That's what Richard Patterson stole. Not just money, hope, trust, peace. I ask this court to give him the maximum sentence. Not for revenge, but because he's shown no genuine remorse. Every step of the way he's lied, manipulated, and tried to paint himself as the victim. Even after conviction, he violated a protective order to threaten me. He is dangerous, not with weapons, but with charm and deception, and he should not be given another opportunity to hurt anyone else the way he hurt my mother. I sat down. Teresa squeezed my hand. Richard's lawyer gave a statement about Richard's charitable work, his contributions to the community, his loving family. Brendan, Corinne, and Devin all looked at the floor, refusing to make eye contact with their father. The judge took less than 5 minutes to decide. Mr. Patterson, you exploited a position of trust to systematically steal from your dying wife. You forged her signature. You created false companies and moved money into accounts she couldn't access. You cheated on her during her illness and profited from her death. The court finds your actions to be particularly egregious given the vulnerability of the victim and the extended nature of the fraud. You are sentenced to 15 years in federal prison, with restitution to be paid to Patricia Reynolds' estate in the full amount of $2.3 million plus interest and penalties. Richard's face went blank. 15 years? He'd be nearly 70 when he got out. Vincent Reeves was already talking about appeals, but the judge cut him off. Mr. Patterson will be remanded to custody immediately. As the bailiffs led Richard away in handcuffs, he looked back at me one last time, not with anger or hatred, just emptiness, like he couldn't quite believe this was real. I felt nothing watching him go. No satisfaction, no relief, just exhaustion. Outside the courtroom, reporters swarmed. I gave a brief statement thanking the prosecutor, the jury, and Detective Morrison. Then Teresa and I pushed through to her car. It's over, she said as we drove away. Is it? The criminal case is. He'll appeal, but the evidence was too strong. He'll lose. What about the civil case? The restitution? We'll go after every asset he has. The court ordered full restitution. We'll seize his accounts, put liens on his properties, garnish any income. It'll take time, but you'll get what's owed. I leaned my head against the window and watched the city pass by. Somewhere in a jail cell, Richard was processing his new reality. Somewhere in California, Shelley was probably changing her phone number and deleting social media accounts. Somewhere, Mom's grave sat peacefully in the cemetery.